Gentlemen, my name is Brandon, also known as Branmatt, and welcome to yet another StarCraft II replay. This time we're going to be on Belshir Vestige, and we have two players, a Terran and a Protoss, and spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map as our blue Protoss player is going to be ToD, and then up here in the top left-hand corner, spawning as our red Terran player, is going to be Dayshi. Now, both of these players, I believe, are French. I'm not completely sure, but I believe they're both French. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below, but I'm excited to see what comes from this match. Pylon and Supply Depot going down now, but I'm interested in seeing what's coming from this match. Belshir Vestige, I believe I've cast on this map before. I'm trying to vary up the map pool, because as a friend pointed out to me, I think I've been casting like all games on like 2 maps. So I'm going to try varying this up and try to find replays that are good, but also from various different maps. And of course, you can submit replays to scbranmatt@gmail.com. And we see Chrono Boosted Probes, just getting his probes out here, probably setting up his first gateway. There we go, first gateway coming out. Also have that first barracks. So I'm intrigued to see what comes from this game. It looks like just standard openings for both players at this point. Just building up that probe count, probably going to put down an assimilator right now, and then as soon as this gateway finishes up, he'll be able to get that cybernetics core. And as long as he puts the probes here, as soon as this assimilator finishes, or shortly thereafter, he's going to be able to start up that warp gate research right away. This probe going out pretty early. He's going to see what he can see. Moving up here over to the Terran player's base. Will slightly skirt by the natural, see nothing. Ooh, he didn't actually completely, I think, get vision in there. So if there was a command center coming up, he probably wouldn't see it. But there is no command center coming up just yet. It would be a little early for a command center to go down. We see a Marine being produced right now, as well as this first SCV Scout from Dayshi coming out now. He's going to be going right across the map. This probe is going to get out of there right in time, and Dayshi might actually be going for an early expansion, and whoa, almost getting the block off there. ToD actually was heading in right to the natural. If he got there just a split second earlier, he would have been able to get the block off, but it doesn't seem he got there just in time. This Marine is going to push that probe out of the base now. He's also going to patrol attack move around. He saw that probe move out this direction. Now, typically, if you just standard click to go back to the base, it would probably move. I believe the standard path would be right through here. So he sees that, oh, you're headed in that direction. He wants to make sure that ToD isn't throwing down any sort of proxy pylon or anything like that for an early 4-gate. And ToD throwing down his natural as well. So it looks like we're going to be going into a little bit longer of a game, as both of these players seem to be going for early economy, and then they'll build up their armies. So I'm interested in what's coming out in this game. Might be a little bit longer than normal. So this first SCV heading out, moving across the map now. He's gonna come right back home. And few Marines here at the front. We also see that Mothership Core is out here for ToD. So ToD's not going to be able to do really much aggression. I believe that's the only unit he has. So yeah, he's not going in for any sort of aggression. Just peeking around, that would be helpful against 1 or 2 Marines. But it is a pretty weak unit and would probably die very quickly if he tried to do any sort of aggression with it. A bunker coming down now here at the front of the natural for Dayshi. He's going to be able to defend this base, make sure that no early pushes from ToD come by. We also see this forge coming down. I don't think he's trying to hide it, but that's awfully far back to put it. But he's probably just going to go for early upgrades here to be able to have weapon upgrades so that he's going to be able to deal out a lot more damage in his earlier attacks. 2 gateways coming down now, or 1 additional gateway. He'll have 2 gateways finished. Also, halfway done that warp gate research. Probably just going to kill these bricks off. So warp gate research finishing up there, has these 2 gateways, nothing completely out of the ordinary. Stalker sitting here at the Zelnaga Tower, and at this natural base here, he's going to start mining from there. I believe ToD is already mining from his slightly more probes, but nothing too big of a difference here. Both of them should be pretty even on economy here, as we can see. They're pretty much even. Slight lead for Dayshi on minerals, and back and forth on gas, but both pretty similar in terms of economy at this point. So Stalker's just going to sit here and wait, and this SCV actually gets completely blocked off, putting down a force field to completely block that entrance. He might not have wanted him to see that he only has 2 gates at this point. Finishing up that warp gate research, and is going to be turning those into warp gates. And we'll probably start warping in units for defense here. Has no pylons down here at this natural, not really a big problem. He has a pylon here, but That would be very helpful for any sort of early aggression, getting units warped in there very quickly, but no problem at all. He has these sentries, so it looks like he's going to be going for more of like a sentry expand kind of build, where he gets a lot of sentries for those force fields and guardian shields, excuse me, to be able to defend that base in case of any early aggression. But again, both of these players just seem to be sitting tight. They're both going to sit back at their bases, build up their forces, build up their economy, and then go at it bigger attacks a little later in the game. First group of Marines moving out here, though. I'm kind of wondering what they're going to do. They're heading out here, it looks like, to this Xel'Naga tower. This Stalker's going to need to move away really quickly, and immediately moves out. He does not want to get killed by that Marine force, and Dayshi is going to be able to see that Stalker moving out here. We'll notice that it's leaving its post. This Marine coming out here also on the attack patrol move, or just an attack move. He's going to move around here, see if he can find any sort of pylons, and a pylon's actually here, and this Marine actually spots that pylon. That pylon's going to come under attack for ToD here. He might warp in his Zealot. There's that first Zealot. He's going to probably get off the kill for the Marine, and there we go. That Marine actually ends up dying. Might get a few additional warp-ins here, but there's 4 additional Marines coming in here. He does not want that pylon to start warping in a bunch of units. He's didn't actually get, if you remember a little earlier, he didn't actually get full look into the base, and actually additional Zealots coming in here, so a total of 4 Zealots. Those Marines will stim and get out of there. Only 1 dies off, but these other 3 are kind of getting a little low on health, so these 4 Zealots will successfully defend that pylon. But the thing I think he's most worried about, and actually additional Marines coming out here, will probably kill off that pylon this time around. But the big thing he's probably worried about is earlier when he was force fielded here and had that sentry blocking off that SCB from coming in, he might have suspected some sort of early aggression. He didn't see what was going on in the base at that time, so he might suspect that that pylon was something for a big early aggressive attack. But it is cleared up here, and a bunch of Marines moving across the map. Has 2 medevacs out, as we can see. He has a starport with a reactor as well as a factory, and 2 additional barracks coming along the way as well. And a 3rd base is actually halfway done here for Dayshi. So he has 3 bases. ToD's just going to sit on 2 bases. Has a probe back here for this 3rd base, potentially. He might be throwing up a 3rd base sometime soon. And a bunch of Marines actually dropping here, going to be able to kill off his pylon. Might lift and try to go into the base, but again, ToD knows that that pylon was under attack over there, so he's probably going to know that this Marine force is moving in here. Going to come in here. Might get a bit of attack off. He does have these High Templars, so we'll be able to feed back on those. And 2 great feedbacks there, so excellent feedbacks there. 2 feedbacks, completely no energy left on those medevacs, so he's going to be able to kill off, wipe out this force very quickly. And only 2 Marines actually getting out of that attack, so very good job with ToD being able to get those feedbacks off. Noticing that there's no 3rd base here for ToD, Dayshi's actually going to pull back. So he got those great feedbacks off on those medevacs and cleared up that force. So we're going to see them all regroup up here. He has quite a few Marines, and another chance for ToD to build up a pylon there. Completely ruined, getting spotted again by Dayshi. Dayshi's being very diligent about killing off those additional pylons. Wants to make sure that there is no pylons that could cause any sort of trouble for him. The Zealot taking this Xel'Naga tower. We see 2 more pylons coming along here, so it looks like he might be gearing up for quite a big attack. Taking this Xel'Naga tower as well, noticing that there's not much units around for Dayshi. Dayshi's going to be moving across here. Might be able to move into the 3rd base here for ToD. ToD might be able to move into the 3rd base and kill off this here, and it looks like he might be setting up a 3rd base of his own sometime soon, rallying to that mineral field, but probably, I suspect, will be setting up a 3rd base sometime soon, maybe. And this 3rd base actually opting to lift off and get out of there. He does not want to lose that 3rd base to a pretty big and scary force of ToD. ToD's going to move in and might be able to get quite a few unit kills off here. 2 bunkers at the front, loading up those bunkers. Quite a few units, Marines and Marauders and medevacs here at the front for Dayshi, and a bunch of Archons as well. A few hallucinated Archons, actually 2 hallucinated Archons. Great storms being carried off here. Quite a few units killed, and wow, the Terran Force took a huge hit there. If we look in units killed, ToD has gotten quite a few more units killed. And it looks like ToD's just going to linger out here. Might try to move in again. Time Warp will be able to kill off this bunker, it seems. Maybe? No, he doesn't want to overcommit. He's going to try attacking again. That's getting awfully low on health, actually burning down. might be able to kill off this entire Terran force here. Another Time Warp wants to make sure that all of these units died, so ToD is actually pulling out. Lost a ton of units. Has these pylons, hasn't warped anything in as far as I know, and a big force for Dayshi. Dayshi's going to move across the map, might be able to get a few High Templar kills, and actually warping into an Archon and actually just completely wipes out that Archon right away. This Mothership Core might end up dying to that Viking, and Mothership Core does go down. ToD is in full retreat at this point. Dayshi just fully engaging, taking this very large and threatening army, warping in as many Zealots as possible here. And he has charge on those, so they're going to be able to go right in here. Only 2 medevacs to support this army, a 3rd and a 4th medevac, 5th medevac coming in. And wow, just a ton of kills there. It looks like he brought in quite a few probes as well. Photon cannons going down now. This is ToD. He's really hoping to kill off this army, but this army for Dayshi just looks way too powerful. Actually going to be able to wipe out this force and all of these pylons, and it looks like Dayshi will actually take the victory for this game. So GG, congratulations to Dayshi for taking the win on this map, and to both players for playing a really good and interesting game. We saw them both opt for those early expansions, but Dayshi doing a really good job at building up a big force. ToD coming in with what looked like a scary force, but Dayshi just doing really good control to keep those bases alive. Never lost a base, able to shut down that aggression and having a large enough army to push ToD back here and actually take the win for the game. So again, congratulations to Dayshi for winning. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see all my videos. I'm going to try uploading every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from this point on. We're going to see how that schedule works out. It's not official, but that's what I'm going to try for the next few weeks. And of course, leave your comment with your thoughts on the game. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.